Hey everyone, it's Scary Urban Legends here. I'm your host Makayla, and today we are talking about the top 10 Australia scary urban legends, so let's get started. Starting off at number 10, Wakehurst Parkway, a stretch of road spanning from Narrabee in Sydney's northern beaches. The Wakehurst Parkway is well known to locals as a hotspot for paranormal activity, with many vehicle-related passings occurring along the 14.6-kilometer stretch of road. Spooky stories range from seeing strange humanoids on the roadside to the unsettling urban legend of Kelly. According to the legend, Kelly appears as a younger girl who either stands in the middle of the road or appears in the backseat of cars. Apparently, if you don't demand she leaves the car, the driver will crash. The road has also been associated with gruesome crimes over the years, such as in 1994 when a 34-year-old Stephen Dempsey was shot in the heart with a crossbow at Deep Creek Reserve on the Wakehurst Parkway. His killer dumped his body in the creek but later returned to dismember it, taking it and putting it in a freezer. 1 year later, the body of 21-year-old Frances Tizone was found just meters from the Wakehurst Parkway in French's Forest, where her body had been dumped after being strangled by her ex-boyfriend. Now at number 9, Luna Park Ghost Train Fire. On June 9th, 1979, a devastating fire in Luna Park's Ghost Train ride, said to be the result of an electrical fault, claimed the lives of 7 people. 3 of the victims were Damien Godson, along with his father and 4-year-old brother, in what may have made for an eerie foreshadowing to the tragedy. Prior to their passings, the Godson family had been waiting for a ferry from Circular Way to Sydney's Luna Park, where they were approached by a satanic-looking figure dressed in a loincloth, mask, and horned headdress. The man reportedly came up to the family and placed his hand on 6-year-old Damien's shoulder, and a photo was taken. To this day, no one knows the identity of the man dressed as the demonic figure, but some believe that the horned man resembled the god Moloch, who asked for children to be sacrificed through fire or war, while others believe the man had been linked to a local satanic cult. Here at number 8, Otways Panther. Supposedly, there have been alleged sightings of the elusive big cat, scurrying its way through the Otway Ranges, where the bush meets the beach off Victoria's Great Ocean Road. Supposed sightings of black panthers in the bush have been documented since the 1830s, ranging from rumors of big cats in the bush by New Eastern immigrants to sworn testimonies and videos taken in more recent years. All have given the legendary creature a similar description: a large, black, 4-legged creature very similar to a panther. Some explanations have been historical exotic animal traits, or an evolutionary trail of feral cats in the area, while others have suggested that they may have come from traveling circuses or visiting soldiers years ago. Similar sightings have also been reported in other states, including the Blue Mountains. It's said you can encounter this beast in the Great Otways National Park almost 3 hours southwest of Melbourne. Here at number 7, Pemberton Tunnels. The most famous of the Pemberton Tunnels in New South Wales, called the Mushroom Tunnel, was the first railway tunnel used by New South Wales Railways. During World War II, the tunnel had been used to store weapons and ammo. It's also said to be a hub of paranormal activity. After a lot of people taking their own lives, murder, and accidental passings. Many who have been brave enough to go into the tunnel have reported strange lights, cold spots, strange voices, and dark figures. There's also whispers that a mysterious lady in white who roams the tunnel, inducing fear into anyone who is unlucky enough to see her. Is it just me, or does every country have its own lady in white? Number 6, Hawkesbury River Monster. It appears every place also has its own river or lake monster too, but you may have to see it to believe it. This is exactly what believers of the Hawkesbury River Monster claim to have seen. Also known as the Mooney Monster. Sightings of the mystic cryptid creature were reported in the 1800s, although Aboriginal rock art in the region describing a similar creature known as Mullywonk dates back to more than 3,000 years. Most accounts refer to the sea monster as grey, with a large eel-like body, elongated head, 4 flippers, and a thick tail. Allegedly, the water serpent may have been floating around Australia's shores since the Jurassic era, while modern legend hunters have not yet provided evidence of the existence of Australia's own Loch Ness Monster. Halfway at number 5, Yaramayahu. Vampire goblin, frog mutant, or mini monkey man? A cryptid creature also known as the Outback Vampire has been mentioned in Australian Aboriginal mythology since the Dreamtime. The Yaramayahu is said to be a tiny red man with a large head and no teeth, resembling that of a small monkey man or mini monster that drops from fig trees and uses suckers on the ends of its hands to devour human flesh. Though the idea may frighten tourists in the land of giant spiders and poisonous snakes, locals are much less concerned. While the tale of the Outback Vampire may have been used as an Australian bush urban legend, rather than proven sightings, you can look for the supposed creature in Red Centre Way. Number 4, Janda Mara. In the 1890s, while working for police in the Southern Kimberleys, Janda Mara, an Aboriginal from Bonuba tribe, helped capture a large group of his own people. But upon seeing their suffering, Janda Mara rebelled. shot a trooper, freed the captives, and stole guns. The story of an Aboriginal bounty hunter gunning down a white trooper raised local fears, and soon Janda Mara became the most wanted man in the Kimberley. For nearly 3 years, Janda Mara led police and outraged bounty hunters on wild goose chases throughout the area. His extensive knowledge of the local landscape allowed him to disappear at will, and helped fuel rumors that he may not have been human at all. When Janda Mara couldn't be caught, the police brought in Mickey, an indigenous tracker from an opposing tribe. With skills equal to Janda Mara's, Mickey did what was seemingly impossible for white troopers. He unraveled Janda Mara's bush tricks, tracked him down, and supposedly shot him at his Tunnel Creek hideout. In the end, Janda Mara's body was decapitated and the head sent to England to be displayed as a trophy. Number 3, Picnic at Hanging Rock. The story of Picnic at Hanging Rock tells of the mysterious disappearance of schoolgirls Miranda, Marion, and Irma, and their teacher Miss McCraw on Valentine's Day in 1900. The legend goes that the schoolgirls were drawn to the rock formation by supernatural forces, became dazed and confused, and were lost within the boulders and crevices, never to be heard or seen from again. The story originates from a novel by Joan Lindsay, who gave ambiguous answers when asked whether the story was in fact or fiction, and the haunting film only intensified to the legend. To this day, many people believe the disappearances were real, which still lures tourists to the area, much like the girls were lured to the rock. Number 2, the Bunyip. Unfamiliar to the sights of an alien environment, early European settlers quickly took to the idea of a bunyip being the new creature waiting to be discovered, and set out on foolish attempts to find one in the hope and fame of riches. To various local Aboriginal tribes, however, this wasn't the case. The bunyip was a malevolent force that lurked at the bottom of creeks and billabongs, ready to devour anyone crazy enough to wander down at the wrong time. Bunyips have been reported to have horses' manes, dogs' faces, flippers, fangs, tusks, 2 eyes, shaggy fur, short hair, horns, and to be as big as a horse and as small as a dog. This apparently is one myth that has been embraced by Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Some say the legend of the Bunyip stems from the Aboriginal ancestor memories of the Diprotodon australis, a 3-torn bear-like creature that was the biggest marsupial in existence before it came extinct around 40,000 years ago. Now coming in at number 1, Crown Casino Morgue. Despite the casino reportedly denying its existence, rumors have persisted for years that Melbourne's Crown Casino has its own morgue to cater to elderly gamblers who pass away or those who have died by taking their own lives after gambling within their establishment. According to the legend, there's a secret corridor and doors open out in the toilets to allow bodies to be taken away because people taking their own lives aren't glamorous for all the people spending money they can't afford to spend on gambling. Apparently, a person who knows someone who works at the Melbourne City Morgue said that they do have a morgue at the Crown Casino. It's said that the several secret passageways throughout the casino and hotel allow for the discreet removal of deceased people without raising a red flag to other guests. Despite Crown constantly shutting down the rumors, many continue to still believe the creepy whispers. And that was the top 10 Australia scary urban legends. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.